Everyone talks about the debt snowball. Everyone talks about the debt avalanche. Pay off your smallest balance first, or pay off your highest interest rate first. You've probably seen 100 videos about those two. But there's a third method that almost nobody talks about. It doesn't replace the other two. It stacks on top of whichever one you're already using, and it costs you nothing to start today. It's called the debt snowflake method. The snowball method has you pay off your smallest debt first to build momentum and motivation. The avalanche method has you pay off your highest interest rate debt first to save the most money mathematically. Both of those are built around one structured monthly payment plan. The snowflake method is different. Instead of one big monthly payment, you make a bunch of tiny payments throughout the month, using small amounts of money you find or save along the way. A snowflake might be $5 you saved by making coffee at home instead of buying it. It might be $10 from splitting a meal with a friend instead of ordering your own. It might be $20 from selling something you don't use anymore. Individually, none of that feels like much. But here's where it gets interesting. Let's say you've got a credit card with a $5,000 balance sitting at 15% interest with a minimum payment of $150 a month. On its own, that debt takes you about 3.5 years to pay off, and you'll hand over around $1,500 in interest along the way. Now imagine you just find $20 extra a month in snowflakes. $20. That's it. That alone saves you over $200 in interest and shaves time off your payoff date. Here's a bigger example. Say you've got a $3,000 balance at 17% interest with a $90 minimum payment. If you manage to snowflake your way to an extra $100 total, you'll save around $670 in interest and pay off that debt 28 months faster. That's over 2 years off your timeline from money you didn't even notice you were spending in the first place. So why doesn't anyone talk about this? Probably because it sounds too small to matter. $5 here, $10 there. It doesn't feel like progress the way watching a whole balance disappear does with the snowball method. But that's exactly why it works so well stacked on top of whatever you're already doing. You don't need a side hustle. You don't need to overhaul your budget. You just need to catch the money that's already slipping through your fingers and immediately throw it at your debt instead of letting it disappear. Now, I want to be honest with you because this method does have a real downside. Snowflakes are small, and small amounts of money have a habit of vanishing before you notice. The snowflake method only works if you move that money to your debt immediately. It's also not a strategy you should rely on by itself. Snowflaking on its own is too slow and too unpredictable to be your whole plan. Think of it as an accelerant. You pick snowball or avalanche as your main approach, and you layer snowflaking on top of it to speed things up without changing your budget or taking on more work. So here's how to actually start today. Pick one thing this week, just one, where you can capture a small amount of money instead of spending it. Brewing coffee at home instead of buying it. Skipping one delivery order. Selling one item you don't use. The moment you have that money in hand, send it straight to your debt. Not tomorrow, right then. Do that consistently, and you'll be amazed at how fast those tiny amounts turn into real progress. The snowball and the avalanche get all the attention because they're easy to explain in one sentence. But the snowflake method is the one that quietly speeds up whichever path you're already on, and it costs you nothing but a little bit of attention to your spending. If you found this helpful, check out my videos on T-bills and the 401k breakdown for more ways to make your money work harder without making your life more complicated. See you in the next one.